Yo, yo, yo. It's D.Arthur in the building. Talking to you guys today about why it seems like your life gets better when you go on no fat plus retention, and why you're going to be known as the top dog in any social situation when you decide to retain your nut. Now, there might be a lot of skepticism about like no fat and just things in general. And the thing is, a lot of people are just having wrong conversations. They're having very wrong conversations. Their focus is not on the right things, and that's why they keep getting a repeat of the same results. People might be talking about, let's say, like bills. They're over their head in bills. The woman won't give them any attraction. Bad things always keep happening to me. Yada yada yada. All these things, and the thing is because you're having the wrong conversation. Like, for example, like, instead of talking about bills and how your head is over in bills, and like there's a lot of things that you have to pay and stuff, start talking about what you can do so you never have to worry about bills again. Put more energy into something that will solve the problem forever, instead of just talking about the problem and then solving the problem, and then the problem arises again. It's like a hamster wheel. You're gonna spin your head in the same spot every single time. Every single time it's gonna be the same thing. So you gotta change the conversation. You have to start talking about things. You have to start talking about things that you can do now to try to get yourself into a different headspace where you're not somebody who would worry about those things, because you're a changed person on the inside, if that makes sense. I heard people talk about, she wants this, she wants a millionaire, she wants this, she wants that, she's needy, she wants this. Well, the thing is, it's time. If you think that's true, then maybe it is time to start leveling up your life a little bit more. Because the thing is, people who go on, let's say, no fat, and people who change the conversation and start focusing on things that they can really control to the best of them, usually are the ones who start getting ahead. Because like, life goes on. It's a thing where life keeps going on, and people are still in the same spot. And when I say the same spot, their mindset has never changed. They never thought outside of the box. They never did anything different, and they're still having the same results. They're still talking about the same thing. They're still doing this. They're still having the same habits. Nothing has changed, and their results in life is a hamster wheel. They're literally living in a self-sabotaging hamster wheel, and it's no fault but their own. Because they never changed the conversation. They never looked into different things, different information, and try to apply it. Google is the information center. It literally can tell you anything and anything about anything. So there is no really excuse to not know something. Google can literally change your life if you look at the information and you apply it. There is literally no way in today's information age to not know things, because information is literally on your cell phone. A lot of people spend time on their cell phone, but they still don't know anything. It's because, like, what do you do during your free time, during your waiting hours? You're on social media. You're scrolling. You're not learning anything new. You're watching videos that don't help you. You're watching cartoons. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're not getting any help. into your current situation, and then you keep complaining about why your life is still the same way. And this is just the people who, let's say, there's actual results in their life and they start changing, is because during their free time they're in a quest for knowledge. They start learning about new things. They really are passionate about learning something that they really want to know about, and then they start applying what they learn into their life, and they do it consistently. If you want, in order to change the results in your life, you have to start doing something totally different until your beliefs and things change. And let's say when you go on, let's say, semen retention, when you go on retention, you start realizing that a lot of things are very, very possible. Your spiritual awareness is through the roof. You start realizing that there's invisible. Think about it. You start thinking about life from a different perspective. You start realizing that there may be invisible things, people, invisible things that are, let's say, listening to every thought you say, every word you speak, every action that you take, and they are just giving you the exact things that you keep talking about. They're giving you the exact thing that you keep talking about. So if you keep talking lack into your life, if you keep thinking on how things are going to happen, and you start worrying about how things will happen for you, and you don't usher any faith in your life, then you will get the same results. This is not rocket science. People are in a spin cycle. They're on a washing machine spin cycle, and then nothing ever seems to change because they never talk about anything different. They never entertain any other thoughts. They're always entertaining the same thing, and that's why they're getting the same results. The attraction with the woman, when they try to attract her, they have self-defeating excuses, and they really never get anywhere because, like I said, they never change the conversation. And like I said, NoFap really helps you transcend into your true self. Also, realize that everything, like I said, everything that you start entertaining, all the thoughts that you start entertaining, all the words that you keep saying, all of the things that you keep putting off or saying or excusing, saying things that can't happen, those are literal commands that you are ushering into the world. And whatever you usher into the world has to come back to you. So like the cheat code, let's say if you really want to do something maybe significant, do something that you're really proud of, you have to purposely put images in your mind of things that you really want. Purposely. This is on purpose, intentional. Start entertaining images of, let's say, prosperity. Start entertaining images of how you'll feel when you achieve something that you really want. How you'll feel when you're talking to a girl that you really like. Start feeling that feeling now, and then what happens is, if you can stay in this, let's say, vibration long enough, and even in your working hours, you're contemplating your picture. What happens is, if you do this for long enough and you put no doubt in your mind, what's going to happen? You're visualizing consistently. What's going to happen? Your world is slowly going to morph into the picture that you were holding in your mind. Slowly but surely, it will transform into the picture that you were holding. And then there's going to be nudges of you to do things to get you that result that you want. And then you can either ignore this, or you can either take action. But if you take action, then the likelihood of the thing that you want is going to increase by at least 50 to 75%. But if you don't do, if someone literally asks you or tells you something that you were maybe had a question about, but you kind of just like put it off and don't think anything about it, even though that might be the answer to your question, that right there is the answer. But your ego mind, your skeptical mind keeps throwing things putting things off. And this is pretty much how you'll stay in the same place. Like an example, someone was talking about how they wanted to, let's say, grow facial hair. And then literally the person who has the facial hair was like, I know a certain a product that you could use that could really increase the facial hair that you want. And then they were like, oh no, I'll just use something else. But they were the ones who were asking the questions, and they're the ones who don't have it. And that just is an example of the things that you want are literally at your fingertip. They're always there. They're always identifying themselves to you, but your skeptical mind, your ego mind, just your mind likes to want to put you in a safe zone, and any new opportunity is always defensive. Your mind is always going to be acting defensive, and if you fall into this trap consistently, you're going to fall into the trap of mediocrity. This is how your life will keep staying the same. When somebody introduces you something, to you that's very new, but it could actually help you out, you have to take action on it like it's the thing that can actually help you out. But a lot of people like to be defensive about a lot of things. They'd rather do a familiar misery than a foreign happiness. People will always stick to what they know instead of something that they don't know but could help them exponentially. This is pretty much the difference between 95% of people and 5%. The 5% realize that those are the opportunities that they want. Let's say the opportunities that might make them wealthy, the opportunities that might help them in their social life, the opportunities that might really just transcend them into a whole nother being that could reinvent themselves. They take action on it consistently, and that's how they get the results. But the 95% can see an opportunity that's right in front of them, but they put excuses out. They throw shade at it. It's not gonna work. That's not how it's done. Blah blah blah. They do these things, and that's why they pretty much get the same results, and they're still left wondering what could be. This is pretty much it. Like there's opportunity is right in front of them, but they're not willing to take some action to try to change it. And like I said, this is how they stay in the same place 5, 10, 15 years from now. Like I had an interaction where I haven't seen somebody in a long time, and they were a little bit older. They were a lot older than me. They were like 20 years at least older than me, and they said they were doing the same thing that I've known them doing like 6 or 7 years ago. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with doing the same thing. It's just that if you're miserable and you're doing the same thing, then there's a big problem, because insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, but you're expecting something different. You're still in the same victim mentality, but you're expecting somehow the world to change for you. You're putting on a frowny face, thinking that somehow somebody would just come out and talk to you and offer you something. This is how 95% of the population likes to interact with the world, and this is why they're living sorry lives. This is why they're living very sorry lives. They're always putting opportunity off. They're always talking about their shortcomings. They're always talking about how things could be, or they're talking about the old times. And in order to, like I said before, in order to get a new results, in order to get a very significant future, you have to start doing different right now if you're not satisfied. This is pretty much the difference, like I said. But like I said, no, a lot of people just like to stick to what they know and get the same result. They wanna get more, let's say, women in their life, but they'd rather just stay home instead of going out and socializing. And like I said, doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting somebody or something to finally give you what you want is insane, because there's no such thing. If you want anything, you have to literally go out and get it, and you have to persevere. But like I said, 97% of the population isn't willing to go through all of the things that have to go through to get something significant that they want. They're willing to play it safe. They're willing to listen to other people dictate their reality. They're willing to get handouts. They never want to take initiative. They're always the victim. They're always talking about how things aren't fair. This is how 95% of the population like to operate, and this is why 95% of the population is getting the same results. But you, if you're watching this, you're someone different, and you are willing to take the action to get the different results. So, I mean, yeah, it's all on your shoulders. You can do it, or you can pass over opportunity. It's your life, and it's your future. So like, comment, and subscribe below. We'll see you in the next video.